Back. We begin this Friday evening with a major shake-up in the armed forces. President Bola Tinubu has removed General Christopher Musa as Chief of Defense Staff and replaced him with General Olufemi Oloyede. The president also appointed Major General W. Shaibu as the new Chief of Army Staff, Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke as the new Chief of Air Staff, and Rear Admiral I. Ibas as new Chief of Naval Staff. However, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General E.A.P. Udiedeye, will keep his position. The announcement was made on Friday in a statement signed by the President's Special Advisor on Media and Public Communications, Sunday Dare. He said the changes were part of the federal government's plans to make Nigeria's security system stronger. And to the courtroom today, one of Nigeria's most vocal activists, Omoyele Sowore, faced unexpected drama at the magistrate court in Kuje, Abuja today, Friday, when police officers whisked him away. Sowore, alongside Nnamdi Kanu's brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, a former member of Kanu's legal team, and 10 others had earlier met their bail conditions. Despite fulfilling the bail conditions, only Sowore was reportedly picked up and whisked away by police officers to the Kuje prison shortly after the proceedings. And still in the courtroom, this time at the Federal High Court in Abuja, which started a trial within a trial to find out if the suspects accused of carrying out the 2011 bombing of the United Nations building in Abuja were forced or threatened to make statements during their interrogation. At the court sitting today, Friday, lawyers for both the government and the defendants told the judge that they watched video recordings of the suspects questioning in the presence of court officials. The Department of State Services, DSS, also told the court that some masked witnesses will give evidence during the special hearing. The developments came after Justice Emeka Wite earlier agreed to the DSS's request for the case to be heard quickly since it had been going on for many years. In Port Harcourt, the father of one of the two children allegedly killed in Rukwaku has told the court what happened to his son. The man, Onyedikachi Ohuchie, testified before a state high court in Port Harcourt on Friday. He said the first suspect, Anyekan Sunday, confessed that he was told by the second suspect, Kingsley Oporum, to get human blood for ritual purposes. Ohuchie said he did not know either of the suspects before the incident. He only met them after the police arrested them. After hearing his testimony, the trial judge, Justice Rita Ogugwa, adjourned the case to November 7th and 13th for the cross-examination of the next witness. Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that Anyekan Sunday and Kingsley Oporum, who is said to be a native doctor, are facing 3 charges of conspiracy and the murder of 2 minors in Rukwaku community. Recall that on March 22nd, Anyekan Sunday allegedly used a kitchen knife to kill 2 children said to be his relatives and took their blood on the instruction of the native doctor for ritual purposes. And now to Eche, where fresh arrests have been made over the killing of 2 persons and the injury of another in Umu Akono community in Igbo Eche. The chairman of Eche local government area, Chima Boniface Njoko, says the suspects are now in police custody. Boniface in a statement said the suspects were arrested today, Friday, in a joint operation carried out by the Nigeria Police Force with the support of the Eche local government anti-land grabbing committee led by Ima Waubilo. The statement said among those arrested is the Ochemba of Chokota community in Igbo Eche, Eze Elijah Okere, alongside his alleged accomplices. It said the suspects are accused of involvement in the killings and participating in several land grabbing activities in Chokota community, which have fueled tension and conflict in the area. The chairman of Eche condemned the killings and the illegal takeover of land, describing them as threats to peace and development in Eche land. He warned that no one, regardless of social standing or traditional title, will be spared if found guilty of acts capable of disrupting peace in the area. Njoko commended the anti-land grabbing committee for their swift action and called on the police to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation to ensure justice for the victims. He also appealed to community leaders, youths, and residents to promote peace and support government efforts to end land-related violence and insecurity across the Eche local government area. But it's not all gloom from Eche. The Eche Local Government Council has announced plans to reconnect the Okehi clan to the national power grid as part of ongoing efforts to ensure steady electricity supply across all communities in the area. The reconnection project will cover Igbo Ward 14, OBB Ward 9, Okehi Ward 11, marking another milestone in the council's rural electrification drive. The flag-off ceremony for the Okehi Clan Reconnection Project will be performed by the Executive Chairman of Eche Local Government Council, Chima Boniface Njoko, on Saturday at the Umuola Playground starting at 10 a.m. The event will have APC leader in Eche, Ephraim Wuzi, as chairman of the occasion. Senator Allwell Onyeso will serve as a special guest of honor. Other dignitaries expected at the ceremony include Prince Ima Anyanwu, Igenesio Onwuka, and Chimezie Wankwo, members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as well as Ben Chioma and Augustine Chioma. The chief host is Nnamdi Okere. The Okehi reconnection follows the earlier flag-off of the Ozuzu Rural Electrification Project, signaling continued efforts by the council to expand access to electricity and improve living standards in Eche land. And back in Port Harcourt, some residents have welcomed the plan by the River State Waste Management Agency, RIWAMA, to begin the recruitment of sanitation marshals to arrest violators of environmental laws in the state. Speaking with correspondent Praise Adebayo, the residents say it will help reduce indiscriminate dumping of refuse. They, however, expressed concerns about the sustainability of the initiative, particularly regarding the marshals' monthly salaries. They advised that those recruited should not only be well paid, but also not owed. They also advised the sanitation marshals to take strict action against anyone caught dumping waste on the roads.
It's a nice development if the people or the workers they will employ will dedicate themselves to the service. And the two, if they that will employ them, pay them adequately for seriousness.
Employing new workers, providing new waste bin to dispose of those dirt materials is a good idea, but how far and how well is the most important. And employment, to employ new workers, about the payment schedule for the worker, is it suitable for them? Because I have seen so many of them that have been complaining that have not been paid for some months.
I should make a provision where people can dispose their waste during the day and the evening, not the one they put 6 o'clock to midnight alone. There should be a very particular place they build for people to trash their waste, whether the daytime or in the night, so that everybody can go there, trash their things properly. Then whoever they find that throw these things on the road, the marshals can hold them.
We'll take a break. When we return, we tell you what the FCT minister said to PDP governors for excluding him from key decisions. Stay tuned. Back. The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, has criticized PDP governors for excluding him from key decisions, warning that the party risks collapse if it persists with this approach. Wike made the remarks during a media parley in Abuja on Friday, lamenting his exclusion from major consultations, despite his long-standing role in the PDP. The minister questioned why his exclusion was justified simply because he no longer holds a governorship position.
The way these present governors are doing, they will bury this party. Have I not said before now that as opposition, we don't need to add with impurity? Look, I'm an FCT minister, for Christ's sake. Are you telling me, as it is today, because I'm not a governor, you go and hold PDP meeting, you call them stakeholders, and then you exclude me, and then you want to survive? No, okay, assuming I'm not even the FCT minister, by the role I have played in PDP till now, simply because I'm not the governor, I cannot be consulted in taking decision of the party? Certainly not.
We can further criticize the notion that internal crisis should be blamed on the APC, insisting that the PDP's problems were self-inflicted.
All this what you are calling APC, calling this and that, is barbarous. Is it the APC that's making you to take the wrong decision? What is there? You mean me, I will sit, and then 2-3 people say because they are governors, they are getting so much allocation. Then you go and decide, and then you tell me, follow. Follow who?
From politics to public welfare, the call by the House of Representatives to end arbitrary rent increases across the country is generating mixed reactions in Port Harcourt, with some residents supporting the move while others expressing concern. Some welcome the proposal, saying it will help those struggling to afford rent. Others fear it could negatively affect landlords given the rising cost of living. They, however, agreed that rent regulation is necessary to bring stability to Nigeria's housing sector.
It's a nice idea. At least it's going to help those that don't have enough funds or those that don't have capital to be able to rent houses. Yeah, it's okay.
It's going to affect us based on the fact that things are high and we need it so that everything can be stable.
Surprisingly, a landlord who spoke with our correspondent agreed with the House of Representatives. He says his rent is fixed at a rate that is not only moderate but also considerate.
Talk about house rent. People build for business. It's their business. That's estate developers. They build for business solely to make money. Some people build. Like me, I have a house and I have tenants. And the rent they pay me is very, very moderate. I've been very considerate concerning the rents. The rents I charge. Now I'm a landlord. For the fact that I have tenants, so don't make me to underrate them. In fact, in my area, we're self-contained. It's about 700, 800,000. Nigeria is no longer the way it's used. The economy is so bad now.
In other news, the management of Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) says it is still committed to heavily investing in the human capital development of its host communities. It comes as the NLNG concludes the basic training program, a year-long initiative designed to enhance employability and industry skills among young Nigerians. The General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development in NLNG, Sophia Horsfall, made this known at the closing out ceremony of the company's HCD Basic Training Program in Port Harcourt yesterday. Dr. Horsfall, in her opening remark, said the training is tailored to exposing the youth potential as well as helping them to see the world differently. She said the HCD program is a joint mission of NLNG and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB.
The human capacity development training is our way of building that Nigeria we all want to see. A nation where people are empowered to think critically, act responsibly, and lead with excellence. Through this program, we have provided participants who not only have technical know-how, but also have a mindset to innovate and to continue to collaborate, because they prove that when people are empowered, the positive ripple effects are limitless.
On his part, the Executive Secretary of NCDMB, Felix Omasola Egbe, represented by Manager Human Capital Development in NCDMB, Tarilate Taide Bribena, urged the graduates to make good use of new skills they've acquired. Taide Bribena commended the NLNG for focusing on the professional upgrade of the youth skill set.
Conclusion of the Asset Legacy Human Capacity Development Training, a landmark program that has equipped young Nigerians with the essential technical and managerial skills critical to our nation's industrial advancement. This achievement marks a decisive stride in our collective mission to build a capable and world-class Nigerian workforce for the oil and gas sectors and beyond. These graduates now stand prepared not only as skilled professionals, but as future leaders and innovators who will drive Nigeria's industrial transformation.
Some of the graduates commended NLNG for improving their skill set, even as they promised to make good use of the training they've acquired, while speaking on their experiences in the last 1 year.
I want to say a very big thank you to NLNG.
Offshore rich experience. Overall, the SCD program not only built our technical capacity but also strengthened our confidence to contribute meaningfully to Nigerian local content development and growth.
Whichever placement we are going to get from now on, we will make the sponsors proud and we will represent and innovate the environment. We deeply want to thank our sponsors, NCDMB, for investing in us. Thank you, NLNG.
Correspondent Soibi Ruwari reports that in this year's closeout ceremony of the HCD Basic Training Program, 30 trainees received international certifications in engineering, marine operations, health, safety and environment, entrepreneurship, and other vital skills for the oil and gas industry. To community health, the councillor representing Ward 15 at the Obiakpo Legislative Assembly, Gladys Spencer Kani, has charged constituents to clean their environment, particularly drainages, to avoid stagnant water. Speaking at a free healthcare program organized by the River State Ministry of Health through ward development committees, Spencer Kani said good food and a clean environment will help in maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Our lifestyle also determines our health. What we eat also matters, like fruits, vegetables, helps to boost our immune system to be able to fight against diseases and infection. And again, our environment also plays a major role when it comes to health. If we stay in an unhealthy environment, definitely we will be unhealthy. So we should keep our gutters, our drainage, even our pockets clean.
On her part, the head of facilities at the Primary Healthcare Center in Rumekini, Victory Achinuhu Mbata, urged young couples to consider the nation's economic realities and decide family planning methods early. Some persons who benefited from the health outreach also spoke.
In regards to this health benefit, I will tell you from my heart that it's a good thing. Like myself, I'm a beneficiary of this particular thing. Like I've been having this eye problem, but when I came here, they tried checking on me and they gave me drug. So since I took this drug, it's almost 2 hours now. At least I'm relieved from that pains in my eyes. So, and I will want to encourage people within this enclave to come for this same exercise. It's a good thing.
Correspondent Namdewala reports that children below 6 months received free immunization. Free malaria, HIV, blood sugar, and other tests were conducted for patients drawn from Choba, Alakahia, Rumalogu, Rumosi, and Rumekini communities of Obiakpo local government area. On the international scene, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned of humanitarian disaster in Ukraine as he meets UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer for talks in London. Starmer says there is more to do in Kiev's long-range capability, something he's expected to tell European leaders at a meeting of the so-called Coalition of the Willing. On the news this evening, you heard President Chinedu has sacked some service chiefs in a major shake-up. A father has testified in the murder trial of 2 children in Port Harcourt. You heard the Aceh Council has confirmed the arrest of a traditional ruler allegedly linked to killings over land grabbing. You also heard the FCT Minister Wike say sidelining him would lead to PDP's burial. On the foreign scene, Ukraine President Zelensky has warned of humanitarian disaster for Ukraine as he meets European leaders. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.